I speak on behalf of CSM. We recognize the fact that we've come a long way in the past few years in moving forward the development of the innovative monitoring mechanisms for the CFS, but this mechanism is new and we still have a lot of work to do. Together, we're still learning how to improve and continue our monitoring work, create stronger accountability, and support the implementation of CFS policy outcomes. In the same time, it's a guarantee for the states that these decisions and work done here are deeply validated in reality. The work of the Open-Ended Working Group on Monitoring is a fundamental component to the structure of CFS and is the necessary space to reflect and build up the mechanisms which are the heart of the CFS reform process. The terms of reference for monitoring developed here at the CFS have proven a successful methodology for organizing monitoring exercises. Positively, we saw this last year when France and Germany used them in national monitoring events on the 10-year guidelines. The terms of reference create a format in which those most affected by food insecurity and malnutrition have a central role in the process. The terms of reference outlines how to create spaces and platforms that protect the participation of civil society in the monitoring process and importantly provide the needed support to ensure equitable access to policy space for those marginalized communities that don't have the same capacity to engage otherwise. Since the Right to Food guidelines were agreed in 2004 and since many tools have been developed at the regional and international level, particularly here at the CFS, we believe that they contribute to our global understanding on how to better support the realization of the right to food at national level as well. These up-to-date interpretations will aid us in meaningful monitoring of the right to food. We welcome the opportunity for the CFSM to monitor the use and implementation for the right to food guidelines with the support of the CFS in the coming year. CSM organizations and social movements are fully committed to cooperate and engage with the CFS and governments in undertaking monitoring exercises at global, regional and national levels. In this respect, we call on states to commit to organize national monitoring events with the full participation of facilitating committees, which include the autonomous and independent civil society organization as outlined in the CFS terms of reference for these monitoring events. Member states are invited to take a commitment to organize events and to share this information with the CFS, particularly with the CFS Secretariat and the respective technical task team, which also can provide information and support if needed. We ask that the CFS body consider to extend the deadline for inputs to the global thematic event until May 2018 to ensure the time needed to arrange events, consultations and input into the process. If we want a thorough result, we must give the time necessary. At the regional level, we should take advantage of the various fora which are already addressing these issues related to the right to food to hold regional monitoring events. Specifically, the FAO regional conferences taking place in the first semester of 2018 are important opportunities to better assess regional commitments and progress in realizing the right to food. Therefore, we suggest that CFS gives recommendation to FAO in this sense. We also call on the Rome-based agencies, in particular FAO, as well as the Office of High Commission for Human Rights, to provide the necessary technical support to member states in monitoring the right to food. Additionally, the UN agencies themselves and international financial institutions should take up the monitoring exercise in order to assess the use, implementation and coherence of the right to food in their programs and work. We also recognize the need to monitor the use and implementation of the specific policy recommendations negotiated in the CFS at the national level. These important policy outcomes reflect key issues affecting food security and nutrition and result from inclusive and comprehensive negotiation processes. In the same time, they create positive expectations from all the actors involved. We are in a moment where across the globe, civil society is facing shrinking space to engage in political processes at all levels, as well as to demand accountability for policy commitments made by governments. But we stand alongside governments and we are ready to continue on the work on monitoring. Thank you.
Thank you, CSM.